Y'all listen up as I narrate the Vector's tale. A man from afar riding the temporal gale. Ronin by name and a Ronin by fate. In the tapestry of time he's got a date. He ain't just saving, he's exploring the rift. In the timelines he travels, he's given a lift. Seeking tech and secrets in a world that's gone astray. Ronin's the man who's gonna find a way. Ronin Vector, the chrono navigator. In the flow of time, he's the prime innovator. Exploring the realms where few dare to venture. He's the Ronin Vector, the timeline's avenger. Future so bright to our present so bleak. He's the silent watcher, the tech he does seek. Not just a savior, but a seeker of lore. Ronin's the key to what we're looking for. Through the ruins and the relics, he's making his mark. A beacon of hope in the timeline so dark. With every secret he finds, every piece he retrieves. Crafting a future nobody believes. Ronin Vector, with a vision so clear. In the shadows of time, he's got nothing to fear. An explorer at heart, with a will that won't sever. He's the Ronin Vector, forever and ever. So when you feel the ground shake and the air gets colder, know that Ronin's passing by as the world grows older. In the whispers of time, his legends inscribed. Ronin Vector, the man who defied. Ronin Vector, the chrono navigator. In the flow of time, he's the prime innovator. Exploring the realms where few dare to venture. He's the Ronin Vector, the timeline's avenger. Ronin Vector, with a vision so clear. In the shadows of time, he's got nothing to fear. An explorer at heart, with a will that won't sever. He's the Ronin Vector, forever and ever. So when you feel the ground shake and the air gets colder, know that Ronin's passing by
as the world goes colder.
In the whispers of time, his legends inscribed. Ronin Vector, the man who defied.
What a generous song. Hello, hello! Welcome to another day of Ronin Vector. I hope you're all ready for this. We're getting back into some Final Fantasy today. Looks like I already got in there. Look at that. I mean, it looks like it's working, but it won't. Look at that. 2 seconds in, and we're already having the experience of our life here. So, where we left off last time, I'm working my way through the road class here, trying to, basically, I go up every 5 levels, do my class quest, go 5 levels, class quest. I think my next one's ready. We'll find out. But, yeah, welcome. If you're new here, we've been following the late and great comic historian Benny Potter. We've been going kind of down the list of his full stories, and we are about a quarter of the way through Deceased, the DC zombie event that they had. Zombie, kinda, not really. I believe where we left off with that, Batman had just gotten blown apart by Alfred with a shotgun. The only surviving Bat family I think is left at this point is Damian Wayne, biological son of Batman, and I believe whatever heroes are left over are going to wherever Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are holed up. So the plan is that these group of heroes and whoever's alive wants to go find refuge with Poison Ivy, but Poison Ivy has generally got the fuck off attitude, like, were you there for nature? So we'll see where this goes.
And even Ivy turns a sad eye to the boy. I'm sorry, she tells him. Once they are freed, Damian asks the villain that they be allowed to bring the survivors to her jungle to be protected from the plague.
That's exactly
Harley
where we left off.
Admitting that she has been trying to convince Ivy to do just that, but Poison Ivy crosses her arms, sighing. There will be rules. Elsewhere, Cyborg and Luthor were able to set up
I've seen it rain in the game since I started playing this again.
As a new information hub, and the remaining heroes of Earth gather there. This is quite impressive, Victor, Luthor admits. Why have we never worked together before? You kept trying to kill me and my friends, Cyborg tells him. Sure, but in my defense, that was before I realized you could be useful.
Level am I?
Green Arrow
Okay, I got one more level to go
asking
before I can do my
what
class
they are working
quest.
on as Cyborg leans over his blueprints. The two look up, telling him that they are plans for arcs.
What
Each arc
a
can hold
generous
7 million
offer.
people. Lex
But I
tells
have a
Superman
rebuttal.
as the hero joins them, but Superman just looks at him sternly. We're not leaving. Superman, I am the most intelligent person on the planet. Lex suddenly stops and looks over his shoulder at Cyborg. Wait, Batman is dead, yes? Yes. Cyborg nods. Right, then I am the most intelligent person on the planet, and I'm telling you, the world is over. If the human race is going to survive, we have to leave the Earth. Anger fills Superman's voice, and he tells him, we are not leaving the Earth if we can help it. Lex suddenly smiles, realizing what this means. Losing 2 homeworlds in one lifetime. How careless. But Lois is there, her fist cracking the villain across the jaw. Open your mouth against my husband again, and I will smash it closed. Understood. She stomps away, turning to see John and Damian smiling at her. Violence is not the answer, John, she tells him. And the boy of steel looks at his friend, and he smiles. Like a pretty
I gotta say, when I get the reshade on here, this game looks
survivors are brought to
absolutely beautiful.
Construction of the arcs also begins with the heroes mourning those that were lost. But as time passes, in the fortress, the heroes begin to twitch as buzzing fills their ears. The buzz erupts into a scream, and some of them begin to fall to the ground. When suddenly Lex is cut in half, his body falling to the floor in a spray of Flash whirls around trying to see their attacker. Martian Manhunter suddenly appears, slashing him across the back, drawing blood. Quickly, the heroes try to defend themselves, but it is Firestorm whose voice can be heard. Move! He orders as the flames around him flare up, and the blast shoots across the room, cutting through the Manhunter. The monster dies, melting in an amorphous pile, but Wally suddenly turns. Barry, where did Barry go? Where is the Flash? Superman looks outward, using his supervision. He's running, he tells him, and Wally nods, preparing to sprint after him. But Clark stops him, turning with a look of determination in his eyes. I'll go. Do you think you can even catch him? Oliver asks. No. The Flash, now infected, is running through the world at super speed, infecting those that have managed to survive. In orbit, Superman looks down at the world below still, despite the death and destruction that now spreads across it. He asks over the comms. He is. Promise me. I promise, Superman. Superman nods and begins to fly, picking up speed as he goes. Over the comm, Cyborg asks how the Man of Steel intends to catch the fastest man alive, but Clark just tells him, I don't have to. I just need to fly in the opposite direction and meet him, head on. Sadness fills the Man of Steel as he smashes through the Flash, sending bones, blood, and flesh scattering, destroying him in 1 second. He turns, looking back in the mist that was his friend only moments ago. Barry, I'm so sorry. But then he stops, and he looks down, and he realizes that the Flash's bones and fingers have pierced his skin. Even now, the Man of Steel, our one beacon of hope, can feel
that is really fucked up.
Taking over. He moves fast, crossing the world in seconds, returning to the fortress. But he stops.
Yeah, you see what I'm seeing there, Bravo?
For what happened to Barry. He asks him if he can connect.
He's got chunks of fucking Flash in him.
Nods, seeing that Superman doesn't have very long, and Superman goes to his family. Ma, Thank you for finding me, for
Yeah.
raising me, for teaching me, for giving me
It started
your name,
early
your
today.
values, and
Well,
your empathy. He tells Martha.
early
he
for the
hugs her,
stream.
bring her in close.
I'm late for the stream.
My world ended and you and Pa give me another one. Next he turns to Lois, his wife, tears filling her eyes as he pulls her close. I don't know how I got so lucky. I crossed an ocean of stars and somehow I found you. Thank you for choosing me, he tells her. Finally, he turns to his son, who's already crying. I know things look dark, but you are the light.
Need
You are the
more
hope. You are going
cloud
to change the
marble.
universe. I know it, he tells his son. No pressure. He smiles as tears spill out of his eyes. I've seen so much of the universe, and you're the best thing in it, John. With those final words, Superman rockets out of the fortress and into space, and as he clears the atmosphere, he looks into the cold void of space and suddenly stops. His eyes go wide. He took too long. The blight suddenly takes him, and he roars in anger.
Yeah,
in
the only
space,
thing worse than the
and suddenly
Flash
his
being a
eyes
zombie
burn
is
with
fucking
heat,
Superman
and he
being a
turns
zombie.
back to the
Or
earth.
zombie-like.
No longer our beacon of hope, but now
Actually, you know
the
what?
beacon
These
of our
the
nightmares.
DC event here, it's more
He's
like
faster than a
28 Day
speedboat,
Later, 28
more
days
powerful
later.
than a locomotive.
Like the zombies from those movies. That's what these zombies are
And
like.
as cold rain falls on what is left of New York City, the people look up and they
I guess they're not really
smile.
zombies,
For
they're just
Superman,
infected.
Always
Is
inspired
that
hope.
more
Their
accurate?
smiles of hope soon turn to stunned looks of fear as the man of steel plummets towards the earth. The people can't see his crazed eyes or the blood leaking out of his ears. They hear the guttural screams of rage. He smashes earthward
where's that
hard,
last piece?
destroying
There
the
it
world's
is, you
largest
bitch.
residential building
There we
with an
go.
earth-shattering quake that wipes out most of New York in seconds. The end has begun. In the Fortress of Solitude, the remaining heroes have gathered around Cyborg. If Superman is turned, it's over. It's just over. The Ark's ready. If we leave Earth now, he tells them, but Lois shakes her head. Superman can take down both Arks in a heartbeat. We have to take him on, Wonder Woman agrees. And it is Black Lightning who questions how they can stop the most powerful being on the planet.
All right, let's
With
turn it
this, Damian tells him, holding up a small case from his utility belt with Superman's symbol on it. Batman left a takedown plan for every major hero, Damian explains. And Green Arrow steps forward, mildly amused. Of course he did. Batman doesn't even have to be alive to scheme against us all. Damian pauses for a moment. Actually, he didn't have one for you. Oliver stops short, shocked that Bruce didn't even think that he was dangerous. You're hurt because Batman didn't have a post-mortem Machiavellian plan to end you? Dinah asks. Well, yeah.
All
I could
right,
be a
let's
plan.
do some amateur voice acting here. Ooh. Oh, okay. I thought I said you adventure. You adventurers never cease to prove your worth. Now I can get those cowardly miners back to doing the only thing they're good for, digging. The mithril veins are still no more than rumors, but if every miner flees at the slightest sign of danger, we'll never know for sure. I may need to hire you on a regular basis to cull those bloody imps. I fear it'll be quite a while yet before any proper mining can be done. Sweating myself, but I won't make up. Yeah, we're making some pretty good progress on our clan there for just 2 guys playing. Last I looked, we were almost a quarter of a way through level 1. Not too shabby. Have you gotten all the cloud marbles yet I need, Rax? Cloud marble. A pure white stone sometimes used for lich stones. So this is the cloud marble I've heard so much about. Gods, look at the glimmer in this stone. I must admit I've never seen it for myself. I'd only heard tell of it. I see now why mithril rumors have risen. Now, you listen to me, you bloody rock. The Golden Bazaar is counting on you. If this talk of mithril turns out to be a farce, I swear by the 12 I'll dig up every last pebble of you myself, grind you to powder, and sell you to the Chocobo stables to sop up piss and runny shite. Jesus, dude, the rocks. Well, sorry about that. It's just ever since the war saw the road to Alamego cut off, the bazaar is falling on tough times. It is a waypoint choked off from its way, and it's little more than a point. But I will not let it be so. I'm going to make the Golden Bazaar golden once more. From there, I'll become one of the richest men in Thanalan. Then I'll finally be able to give Caitlin the life those mongrels stole from her. So you want to bang your brother's wife? That's kind of fucked. She's held on to the memory of my brother for so long, she's become blind to the people who care for her. People were like, I don't suppose you could keep that last bit from Caitlin, could you? Dude, how long have you been waiting for your brother to die? That's fucked. Just let her grieve, man. It seems the 12 are intent on plaguing me all my days before with imps and now with earth spirits. I ordered a haul of digging tools from a merchant to the north. He was headed down from the Black Shroud when the earth sprites overtook him. Luckily, he was able to escape to Camp Drybone with his life. I need you to make that road safe, friend. Put down 3 of these earth sprites to keep the others at bay and ease the minds of any traveling merchants. Once the deed is done, find the merchant Ramaki at Camp Drybone and tell him to bring the haul to the rest of the way here. Why do I get the feeling he's going to make that my problem, that final leg of the delivery? Call it a hunch. Call it me being pessimistic, but... game looks pretty good when it rains. Wet textures look wet. I don't know, for a game that's like over 10 years old, pretty proud of it. Alright, Benny, hit me.
Planetary threat if I wanted to be? Erok tells her, crossing his arms, pouting just a little. Of course you could, dear. Damien removes the container showing the kryptonite to the group. Within are also a set of schematics that Cyborg can use to create a kryptonite gas that will slow down Superman. That's not enough, Wonder Woman states, stepping forward. Bruce is a lot of things, but he was never the lead. It was admirable, but we can't hold back now, she tells the group. Dinah steps forward, asking if she has a plan. Of course. You think Batman is the only one with enough sense to plot against his friends? She turns, ordering Dinah and Cyborg to follow her while the others go and begin to load the arcs. The 3 heroes move through the Fortress of Solitude, and deep within, they find Superman's forge, where Wonder Woman begins to create. Her hammer rings through the icy fortress as she forges a weapon that could kill a god from beyond the stars. And while she works, she explains that Clark is most vulnerable to kryptonite and magic, and that she...
I know I'm like yelling into the wind, but is there some kind of pre-established lore with Wonder Woman where she's like an armorer? Because between this story and like Dark Death Metal, she like builds a fucking chainsaw out of her jet, her invisible jet. Yes, they gotta have some kind of whatever. Overthinking it, clearly. They talk to this guy, Helmhart. Says man returns with even more hair-raising request. Oh no, 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 it's not working. My jaded scalp turns its nose up at the preferable... What? The purple potion. Potation? I don't know. You're that trusty adventurer, Rax. I need you to fetch something with all haste. Time is short, and the comb is a cruel mistress. Long have I feared this day would come, but I am ready. The Furple Tonic is dead. Long live the Schnurple Tonic. You know where to get Schnurple blood, don't you? Schnurbles, you say? Wrong. You get Schnurple blood from Golden Fleece. Don't think about it. Just go to the Burning Wall and kill 5. I'm not playing cards with you. Oh, nice. Something tells me you're pretty reliable. Let's see. Oh yeah, I gotta turn this in. I may as well go kill those things. I like killing. We ought to get some of your streamer buddies together for some PUBG sometime. That'd be kind of neat. Get like a multi-stream going, you know? Unless they're assholes or something, but kind of doubt you'd be modding for buttholes. Aside from me. I've had a pretty hard time believing. Listen carefully, adventurer. Quirquiran bandits have kidnapped several High Bridge residents and are looking to sell them off to Amalaja for tempering. Once a person has been tempered, the soul is lost and the body transformed into an empty husk which answers only to the commands of the primal Ifrit. We must stop this foul dealing and rescue the villagers before they are taken back to the Bowl of Embers. Sure, why not? I'm nothing if not helpful. Supposed to be rescue. Oh, there's a person to rescue. Oh, you spoil me. Oh man, last time I was on PUBG, I got some pretty damn cool skins. Gotta say. You got me all into dressing for success now. I'm supposed to like free these people somehow. I would love to save you, but I guess I'm just gonna stand here and watch you die. I don't know. There's the big bad. Let's take out his lackeys first. I should be able to take this guy, right? Right? Alright, he might be a little harder than I thought. Gonna be close. God, this guy is tough. Or at least has a lot of health. let's get Benny back
He and her
on.
mother believed that they could combine the two. Are you sure that it'll work? Dinah asks, watching as the warrior combines her sword with the kryptonite. This is the sword of Athena. Athena was a war goddess. We fight of everything, she tells them, the hammer ringing. She was the goddess of craft. We have fused mythology with an element from a world that no longer exists. The blade dips into the icy waters, cooling and sizzling. The Wonder Woman holds it before her. Last, she was the goddess of mathematics. We are fighting an equation. This is not a coincidence. I believe we hold fate in our hands. With their work done, the three heroes fly to try and save the last people of their worlds. In Gotham, the last civilians are loaded onto the Ark, with Damian turning to Wally, telling them that it's time to go. But Ivy steps forward, shaking her head. I am not abandoning the Green, she tells him, and Harley is at her side, smiling. And I'm not abandoning her. Minutes go by and the two watch, hand in hand as the Ark leaves them behind. And Themyscira, Green Arrow calls for the last of the survivors to get on board. And as they wait, Queen Hippolyta and Queen Mera are interrupted as one of the Amazons points to the strange storm rolling from the sea. Briefly, Mera stares in stunned fear before speaking to the Queen of the Amazons. Move the evacuation to high ground. Ready your warriors around the Ark and the refugees. Is it a storm? Hippolyta asks. No, it is a tempest.
That's a freebie.
The waters suddenly churn and break as mighty tentacled beasts rise out of the ocean depths. The creature roars into the
that back
storm, and hundreds
computer.
of
I feel like the
Atlanteans
back
taken by
computer
the
is always
anti-life
cool, no matter
equation, boil
which
out
version
the
of
sea.
Batman you
The
see.
Kraken. Mera hisses. From the creature's back, Aquaman appears, with his own roar of rage and pain, mixing with an army of undead. The one that he commands.
Fucking hell.
His cries are cut off as an arrow pierces his eye, though. Dead
Nice.
plummets from the monster's back and into the ocean below. And Batman didn't think I could be dangerous. Green Arrow whispers, his bow in hand. Just fired an arrow half a mile in raging winds into the brain of the undead king of the sea while he's controlling a damned kraken. Screw you, Batman. Hippolyta orders her warriors to assemble as Mera tries to hold off the rest of the undead horde with her water magic. The two queens stand side by side, trying to hold off the tide of the dead. But they are not alone. Without fear, the Amazons of Themyscira crash into the dead of the deep. And in New York, Superman roars, his heat vision flashing out, destroying all that is around him. He wasn't that hard to find, Dinah notes as they fly over the ruins of the city. Cyborg confirms that no one is alive, and Dinah nods. Then I don't have to hold back, she says, creating a megaphone with her ring to amplify her canary cry. The piercing shriek shakes the ground around them, and the shockwaves crash into the Man of Steel, who falls to his knees. But over in Themyscira, the Amazons continue their battle, their blades hacking into the undead Atlanteans. Fists and feet lash out and arrows find their targets as the brave warriors try to hold back the tide. But they begin to fall. And with every bite and scratch, the virus is transmitted and another warrior joins the ranks of the undead. Green Arrow keeps firing, holding the door as the last of the refugees gets on board. He yells for Mera, telling the queen that they need to leave, and her fist punches through another undead. Amazons! She shouts back. But Oliver motions to the vast army of the undead that fight below them. Mera, there's no extracting them from that, he tells her, sadness in his voice. On the beach, Hippolyta's fists throw more Atlanteans aside as she orders Wonder Girl to retreat. The queen knows that she won't be leaving this beach. And in a brief moment, she hands her crown to the young girl. Tell my daughter that the promise of Themyscira is hers to honor now. The young
Wonder
girl
Woman's
nods,
mom is
flying from the battle to join
always
the Ark.
badass.
And on the beach
Gotta
below,
say, whenever we
the
see